Hey YouTube, it's Earl. It's time for another tobacco review. Tonight, it is Peterson's Deluxe Navy Rolls. Let's get started. So tonight, I am smoking my Deluxe Navy Rolls in a Peterson. It is, you can't tell, light's not great out here. This is a Peterson St. Patrick's Day 2019 pipe. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day 2019. Little system pipe, it's green. I'm sure it's going to turn brown on me at any point. So I thought tonight I would smoke my Peterson Deluxe Navy Rolls, what were formerly Dunhill. I think they were, when they were Dunhill, they were just Dunhill Navy Rolls. Although they may have been Dunhill Deluxe Navy Rolls and then they changed to Navy Rolls. Anyway, it's an old Dunhill blend that STG, which owns the rights to both Peterson and the Dunhill recipes, has decided to bring back in production for us. So you can see it is a Navy Roll. So I'll get those out and show you here in just a second, but let me read for you the back of the tin before we get started. It says, handcrafted from the world's finest tobaccos, Virginia and Louisiana Perique have been pressed and rolled. The tobacco keeps maturing while continuously being pressed and then cut finely. So Dunhill, formerly Peterson's, formerly Dunhill's Deluxe Navy Rolls. So let me open this up. Number one, this is what you would maybe call a coin cut tobacco. And so for those of you who may be new to the hobby, what does coin cut mean? Well, I'll show you, because it means exactly what it sounds like it means. They roll it up into a circle, put it under pressure, and then they cut the tobacco like so. Let's see, I don't know if it's focusing. Doesn't look like it. Here you go. So you got a nice little disc. And these discs of little coins of tobacco, they're really easy to rub out if that's what you like to do. I say, rub them out, leave about, maybe 4 or 5 minutes for them to dry, because they come, even though you can smoke them right away, right? So they're not too wet to smoke. I find that they're still a little on the damp side, and it helps a little bit if you dry them for a few minutes. But you can rub them out, and you can also do your old fold and stuff. Now, if you do the fold and stuff, you're probably going to relight more often than not. Number one, because your tobacco probably didn't dry quite as much as if you had rubbed it out and let it sit. But number two, just the way the airflow is going to move around the tobacco in fold and stuff is going to be very different than in ribbon cut, and I find that you just get less oxygen in your bowl generally, and in between the surface area on the tobacco itself, and so that it tends not to burn as easily. Now that's got another effect for you if you're really having a hard time from keeping maybe a Virginia Perique blend from getting too hot on you, is that it can cool your smoke, because it takes it just burns cooler being more compact. You'll have to relight more, but it could burn a little cooler for you. So you've seen the coins. We talked a little bit about how to prepare them. We've talked a little bit about, are they dry enough? Let's talk tin note. One of the things that I really loved about this blend is right away when I opened it up, it was very citrusy the first time I opened it. That's dissipated since, but very citrusy. Now what you have are very much more the notes of hay. There's kind of a dark fruit smell, and maybe a little bit of kind of peppery spiciness, but not very much. Okay, so this is a Virginia and Perique blend, and how much Perique? I think not much, because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really don't enjoy blends that have a lot of Perique in them. So for me, I think it's just the perfect amount. But the 10 note, hay, a little bit of citrus, some pepper, some dark fruit aromas. Very subtle, okay? All right, so let's dive in. Let me relight my bowl here and kind of tell you my thoughts on the blend itself. First, let me tell you, I really don't think I have a Virginia Perique blend that I like. I really don't think I have. I know I don't have a blend that I love, for whatever reason. I'll blame it a little bit on the Perique, but I don't love a ton of straight Virginia blends either. So as I told y'all on the channel before, I'm primarily an English smoker. I'm also primarily a whiskey drinker, if I'm going to drink alcohol, and that's some Four Roses single cask, and I think that's a Kentucky bourbon. Anyway, back to the review. I don't think I've got a lot of vapors or Virginia Perique blends that I enjoy. A lot of times I either find the Virginias are too harsh, or I find there's too much Perique. And this blend for me is a bit of an eye-opener. It's the first Virginia Perique blend that I've grabbed, and I've smoked multiple bowls in a day. This is good. It is smooth. The Virginias that are in here are very smooth. They're a little bit on the sweet and tangy side. You get a little bit of that kind of citrusy that I would kind of associate a little bit with some red Virginias. It's not overpowering. It's not McClellan like on any of that, but it's a good sweetness, and it's just good smooth Virginias. And then the Perique is there. Perique has a unique flavor. Like when you hit a batch of just some straight Perique, it's got a very unique flavor that it's difficult for me to describe. I actually enjoy the flavor of Perique, but I don't enjoy what Perique does to me if there's too much of it, and that being nicotine poisoning, or nicotine sickness, or whatever it's called. It can really send me for a loop, which is really strange, because I've been a cigar smoker for a long time, and just find that there are blends like I want to say it was GLP's Fillmore, whatever is his Virginia Perique blend that is kind of in flake form in that Fog City collection. I smoked it. I liked the way it tasted. It was a good blend, but I tell you what, I was on the verge of losing my lunch every time I smoked it. I couldn't do it, and I've had a lot of similar experiences with Virginia Perique blends. This has just the right amount of Perique for me. It's got enough so that it makes it interesting, and the Perique flavor is there. You get a little spiciness on the retrohale, but that kind of deep, dark, fruity sweetness is there, but it's not overpowering. And so when you add it all together, you got a great, simple Virginia Perique blend that really just does the tricks. And so to me, I think if you're trying to look for something to start off to try a Virginia Perique blend, I think you'd be hard-pressed to go wrong with Peterson's, formerly Dunhill's, Deluxe Navy Rolls. It's a really good blend. Now, I think on Smoking Pipes, I think I paid $16 for the blend. And if that's the case, I don't think I would be buying much of it. It's a good blend, and I enjoy it. but to me that's a tad on the pricey side for 1.75 ounces of tobacco. It's really good. I know there's extra processes, things that they have to do to the tobacco, but for me, I really enjoy it. I don't enjoy the price. So if I could find it on sale, I'd buy lots of it and jar it up and see how it aged, because I bet it ages wonderfully. Anyway, that's my review. It's a good, straightforward Virginia Perique blend. You get those wonderful Virginia flavors, sweetness, hay, citrus, tang, and then you get that Perique dark, fruity sweetness and a little bit of pepper on the retrohale. It's good. If you haven't tried it, you should. Guys, it's Earl. Have a good evening.